Well, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today we have the announcement that we knew was coming, and that's that Paldean Fates is going to become available in Pokemon TCG Live on Thursday, January 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. That's just the standard time that they make these changes. So you're going to get the booster packs and the other products available in the shop, as well as you can read your codes. Um, you can play the Paldean Fates immediately in all game modes, standard and expanded. Those are the two game modes we have. And the Battle Pass will reset. So that's important. And the ranked ladder resets as well. So those are when the Battle Pass resets, I believe the ranked ladder always resets. And we do have some information which I'll get to shortly about the Battle Pass. We know the deck's there, but first we also then have the second announcement in the forums about the patch notes. And don't remember what I said in the announcement in the intro, but I'll include links to these three web pages in the description. If I forget to include any or all of them, just please let me know in the comments, and I will then fix that error. But anyway, so we have the usual thing where the live game client gets updated on the Tuesday, that's January 23rd, before the new set becomes available. That's what they always do. And as we are used to, that means we can't play the game for 8 hours, starting from 8 a.m. Pacific time until what would be 5 p.m. Pacific time. You have to do the math yourself. But anyway, so that's it's too long, I got to say, right? It's games out of beta. We shouldn't have to wait 8 hours when they do this, but that is what it is. Adding support for the new cards, the shiny rares, and some the cards and some visuals. It gets into some things that are fixed, like one coin, how it displays properly. Finally, the Toad Scroll issue with the slime mold colony ability. How it interacts with Pokestop is supposed to be fixed. I thought it was fixed before. I think maybe it was fixed, but not fully. Anyway, there's some other specific issues you can take a look at. Anyway, so they're fixing something with Scoop Up Net, which is a bit odd because Scoop Up Net, as I had an earlier post, probably the post, yesterday's post, when I got to see the exact timing when I upload these, but Scoop Up Net's going to become banned and expand. It's not in standard anyway, so it's really not going to be playable at all, but it doesn't work quite right, so they are going to fix an issue with that, although too late to really be effective, I believe. Certain gameplay things are getting fixed, which is good. Anyway, something mentioning the mobile client, also under general, when it unresponsive and launching in landscape orientation. I don't believe the game's playable yet in landscape orientation, but I guess if your phone or tablet was in landscape it displaying already in landscape, the game freaked out and didn't know what to do with it. Some things with the desktop when it become unresponsive, toggling through some menus and such. So hopefully those things are all fixed. There was an issue with the shop. I noticed comments on it. I didn't buy the product myself, but if you bought the Miraidon EX League Battle Deck, you got 4 copies of Energy Switch instead of 4 copies of Boss. And I'm pretty sure Energy Switch is less rare, so the credits you would get for dusting things were reduced, and I don't know if they compensated players or not. If you had an issue with that, I would recommend submitting a support ticket directly to Pokemon so they know that impacted your account directly. I don't know if they'll do something, but they may. They're not, look, their support in terms of getting the game in the state it should be in isn't great, and their responsiveness isn't great on things. There's no doubt about that. But if you raise an issue to them, they might fix it, right? So I would say go ahead and see if you can do something about that. Anyway, so you'll look at the other issues, small things, but again, there's a number of things, so at least they're continuing to improve the game. Hopefully, the fixes here outnumber the new problems introduced by the new set, right? That's always a question we have. I think, look, I'll say live isn't great. It's generally okay. I know people still have login issues, and that's a major problem. The game still locks up. You still can't select all your cards at times, and there's nothing about addressing that issue, I don't think. And that's a major problem when you play. You're supposed to be able to choose certain Pokemon, say, from a Battle VIP Pass, and it doesn't let you click on one of the cards that you like. It doesn't let you pick the Squawkabilly EX, that ruins your game often. So things like that. Hopefully they get that all sorted out. But there is progress, at least. Hopefully things continue to get better. All right. And then the other piece of news, which I'm adding into this because I don't think I want to do a separate post for this, but I was thinking a separate post. But now, since this news came out all the same day, we now have some information about the Battle Pass for Paldean Fates when it resets. Because this is for a special set. In last year, when they did the special set at the start of the year, they gave us 4 decks in total, 2 Worlds decks and 2 other decks that we're going to rotate shortly. With less packs. Now, this time they're giving us just 2 decks as usual, and they're both decks from Worlds. And we'll find out what the packs are and stuff when we actually see the Battle Pass. So we'll know that in a week from now when the Battle Pass resets, and I will talk about what it is and how we should approach it. Because as a special set, it probably is a little different than usual, and we might want to adjust how we approach the Battle Pass and crafting things to maximize the economy here. But anyway, hitting what the 2 decks are. One is Colorless Lugia, Gabriel Fernandez in the senior division, I believe it was, won Worlds there with this deck. It's Mew VMAX won the Masters division. So, but this was, I believe, the seniors winner, and so you get this Lugia list. Probably imagine it'll be on tier 0 like usual. I think this is the basic. I don't know versus the premium. I think so. Anyway, you should always do the Gardevoir deck. So let's jump ahead. So then we get a Gardevoir deck on the premium battle pass. This was towards Recklef's deck list, which I believe he came in second at Worlds with. So a very good list, obviously piloted by a very skillful player. So both good things to have. Always unlock the premium battle pass. Don't pay the extra crystals to do the premium pass plus, where you unlock, I think, the first 15 tiers immediately. You'll get there without problem, I believe. So if that varies at all, I said I will be having a video when the new battle pass actually resets. What they're going to do is we're getting the full 60 cards for each list. And then what's happening is, as typical, you're going to get some additional card drops as you go on, some other Lugia V-Stars Vs. What these cards are just alternate arts of copies already in the deck. So you're not getting any cards to supplement the deck in terms of playability, but just cards to bling out your deck. So in both cases, you're going to get the full 60 in terms of playability on tier 0. Then as you go up the first 15 tiers or so, you will get some more blinged out cards, which is all fine and nice. And then we're going to get a special extra fancy at tier 50. You get an extra special art of each as well. So that's what we're getting. So Paldean Fates coming next Thursday. Battle Pass resetting. Gonna get Lugia and Gardevoir EX as the basic and the premium decks we get. And updating the client on Tuesday, January 23rd, down for 8 hours or so. As always, it often takes a little less than 8 hours, so after maybe 5-6 hours, you can start trying to log in. I haven't had any problems long term with trying to do that. It just won't work if it's not up yet. So it's fixing some issues. So take a look through the issues on your own. I'm not going to read through all of them. Some of them are more pertinent to individual, depending on what decks you're playing and what your situation is, than others. So there we have it. We're getting news we expected, and hopefully this all goes well. Hopefully the client likes the new Paldean Fates cards and the ultra shiny rare card art, and doesn't cause us any problems. So have a good day playing some Pokemon. Take care.